Today I'm going to fit heated seat pads to this Porsche Boxster. First of all, you need to remove the seats, which have inside these plastic clips are E12 bolts. There's 4 of these E12 bolts. 2 behind the seat, and here, and 1 here. A little bit of a knack to this. You put your fingernail underneath this clip, just here, pull it up, and slide it off. And there's the other bolt. Same on this side. Now you need to disconnect this connector. There's a grey tab on it. Pull the tab out, and it disconnects. Now you can just lift the seat out. With a pair of pliers, pull the locating plugs out of their sockets. These pieces here, just pull out. You can see it hooks in like that and pushes in. Screwdriver in here, pull out. Done. That's a bit of tape and just prise it off. There's nothing else attaching this on, it just slides out. There you go. And then pull from this top edge, right here, a bit of force around this top edge, and it comes away. You now need to remove 4 clips in order to release this plug from its socket. There you go. You can see the lugs. These are the clips, 4 clips that hold it in, and then the back of the switch. So you just lift this over the mechanism, and you can see it's completely separated. You just release this cable from the clips gently, and voila. The bottom piece just removes through the back and on loops, and then up the top here you've got to pull it like this and then wrestle your hand inside, and you'll find, mine's already done, you'll find these 3 clips. So these 3 clips clip onto this bar here. So you need to pull that off, and then you can get them out. So the seat cushions and leather are attached together with hog rings. You need to snip all of these with a pair of snips so that you can pull the material away from the foam in order to install the heated seat padding. Here's the foam back in the seat for a second so you can see how the heated seat element is going to fit into it. I'll give you a link in the description below to the heated seat kit that I've chosen to use. This kit has carbon fibre heating elements which are better than what you would normally get in the Porsche Boxster heated seats of this era. To connect it up, all you need to do is wire the red wire into the red wire in the harness under the seat, and the black wire needs to be connected to earth, so it needs to be connected to anything metal on the seat. Now you need to attach the seat cover to the foam. Do this using what's known as hog rings. So you get these hog rings and you squeeze them together, and that locks in place. Now you need to connect these bars to the plastic grips that they were originally attached to inside the seat. So this cover goes on here, the bars get threaded through, and then the hog rings attach on. I've now taken the double-sided sticky tape off the heated seat element and stuck it in, forcing it in between the gaps in the foam. I'm now attaching it with the hog rings, pushing the material inside and grabbing the 2 bars, one with the seat and one in the back, putting a hog ring around it and closing the gap tightly so that the material doesn't come away and is how it was from the factory. So here you have the finished item. All the hooks are attached. Looks as good as new. Next we need to install the heated seat element in the seat base. First of all, on the back of the seat cover, you need to remove these tabs. And so you've got these little tabs here. They need to be gently prised off. Just like so, with a screwdriver, carefully get in behind them. Prise them out. There we go. And then on this, undo the staples and pull the material over the prongs, over the back to reveal the foam padding. Now you can see inside the seat. To put the heated seat element in, we've got a bit of a problem though. There's a bar that runs all the way across that's attached with hooks all the way along here. To get the heated seat element in, what I've done is remove the middle hook with a pair of snips, allowing you to slide it all the way in. It's quite tricky to do this. To remove these clips, you get a pair of pliers and squeeze them together. You'll hear a satisfying click, and then you can pull it out. That gives you better access to the hooks attaching here on the inside, which I'll show you in a second. So these hog rings are just inside here. You need to push the foam out of the way, and there you go. So you need to snip that with a pair of snips. You now need to remove this and this clip here. That will give you access to the next hook, which is all the way deep in here. You can just make out the hook at the end of my finger. You can see I've got my fingers all the way in, and so you can insert the heating pad. So the heated seat pad is now stuck in with a double-sided sticky tape all the way past this fold, all the way up to here. It's now just a case of doing the reverse, hooking it all back in, over these, over this. You've got a little bit of a mission on your hands to get these plugs to relocate. You're pushing it from the other side of the seat with your finger and pulling it through with the pliers until it clicks, like so. Same for the one through here and on the other side. Now you can hook the fabric over the edges into the spikes on the side of the chair. Like so. Same on this side. I'm just threading the cable for the heated seats through this gap so that it's all nice and neat, and then these hooks can reattach. And there you go. One seat all nicely back together. So the heated seat switch, I've drilled a hole in this and it just fits through in like that. I just need to do the same on the other side. You need to make sure when you're drilling this extra hole for the switch that you drill it as close to this bar as possible. This one's a little bit too high actually. It should be further down, maybe even into the bar, so that the switch can comfortably go inside, because there's not much room behind here for the switch to go, which is why my switch is at a slightly jaunty angle. It could easily be fixed by taking the spade connectors off the back of the switch and soldering them on to give you a bit more room. I'm not going to do that just now though. And here's the finished product, which looks really neat. You've got two settings, hot and very hot. I'll leave a link in the description below to the type of heated seats that I've used in case you want to buy the same ones. So just a little bit of advice before you start installing these: don't cut the pads. It says in the instructions that you can cut the pads. I damaged a set on the first attempt at this, rendering them useless. So whatever you do, don't cut holes in the pads to install them in the seats. Just attach them using the hog rings through the material and you won't have any problems. So that's the seats installed back in the car. You'd never know that they'd been taken apart or messed with in any way. And the heating elements in them work really well. They're really, really nice and warm. The hot setting on a cold day will be perfect. If anybody wants me to help them fit these, or wants me to fit them for them, comment below or send me a message and we can sort something out. I'll give a link to all the tools that I've used and the kit that I've used in the description below. I've got a few more modifications planned for this car. We're going to install an underdrive pulley to release a little bit more horsepower and the intake plenum from a 911. So if you want to subscribe to my channel and press the notification button, then it will let you know as soon as the video is live. Thanks very much. Hopefully you found this useful.